Good morning, good evening, hello, and welcome to this week's Fiberific live craft and chat, where we craft and chat live. So much activity happening in the live stream chat before the live stream even started. It's very easy to get sidetracked. I hope you can hear me, you can see me, you guys know the drill. Let me know if you can. I've just changed my live chat from top chat to live chat. YouTube think they know which way we want it. We want the whole chat, right? We don't want to miss comments. So this week has been insanely big. Last weekend was the Fiberific low key and chill retreat for 2022. My voice is shot, just as an FYI. I talked all weekend. I mean, that's hard to believe, right? And I'm still getting over it. So I've got like tons of beverages here to get me through the live stream. Hopefully we can make it. I don't know if I can. I kept losing it a little bit yesterday, so it's just like it's easier to not talk. So I didn't do much talking yesterday. Today, lots more talking. Okay. Am I whispering? Does it sound like I'm whispering? Maybe my mic is not. I'm learning how to use this new mic. I'm used to having a mic that just picks up everything. This one, I need to be right in it. Looks good and sounds great. Thank you, Vanphia. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. I'm just having a look. Josephine says sounds fine to me. Okay, thank you so much to everybody who is here. Lots and lots of people are jumping in today, so that is awesome. Lots of names. Chris Bragg, welcome back. It's good to see you. Good morning, Artsog. Freaky says, just saying your voice sounds a bit different. Could be I'm going deaf. It could be. It could be the new mic. It could be the fact that my voice is just not at its peak today, which is probably the most likely outcome here. So I'm just going to have a little sip of my drink. Because believe it or not, it's already dry. Okay. So this weekend, we just had the Fiberific Low Key and Chill Retreat for 2022. We have booked in 2023. So keep an eye out on your inboxes, those of you that came this year. And if you are a member of the Fiberific email list, you'll get the emails next. So if you want to come along or get more information, make sure you are subscribed on my mail list, which I think most of you guys are, but you never know. You never know. Bob Curran says that she's drinking flu tea. It's a bit hot right now, so I'm not sipping it just yet, but in my cup, I have my T2 licorice legs. So that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. In the cup, it's just I've just finished making it, so it's just a smidgy dash too hot to drink. In my Fiberific cup. So if you too would like to get your hands on a Hedge of Ninja Fiberific mug, you can hit my Redbubble store and get your own. You can't have mine. I've used it. Yeah, so it was just so much fun. Honestly, we just had this really it's true to its name, low key and chill. Everyone has a really big table. Like we had people weaving and using electric spinners and spindles and knitting and crocheting and just like so much stuff going on. I actually think there was there 3 weavers happening this year? It was so awesome to see. Gamer Widows was helping people out with some like warping techniques, which was amazing to see. I ran a little workshop or I would say demonstration more than a workshop on how to do lover's knots or Solomon's knots. And so it was just so much fun. Everything was optional. The only thing not optional was sitting down to the meals because Leonie, who runs the retreat, who runs the venue, she's like pretty stickler on the meal times. But other than that, everything was low key and chill. Kelly says, yes, the name of the treat was apt. It was fantastic. I'm so glad you had an awesome time. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a really, really amazing time. and I've come home like invigorated and wanting to work on things, but also absolutely shattered. I did not get enough sleep while I was away, like sitting up in the workroom until like midnight and then getting up early for breakfast. She says that breakfast was at 8, but I really struggled to get out of bed because the beds were warm and comfy. So yeah, it was one of those things. So what did you guys get up to on the weekend? I know some of you were at the retreat with me, but not everybody was, because we have a maximum cap of 20 for this particular retreat. So it does limit who we can have, but we're working on some plans to try and, maybe have an alternate venue in a year or two, just for somewhere different. So I'm just having a quick look in the chat. So right now I've got my queen back out. The queen came on retreat. So people got to see how big the queen really is. And the resounding feedback that I got was, wow, it's so much bigger in real life than it is on the screen. John O'Brien went to a fountain pen show in Boston. Oh, wow, John. That sounds amazing. And you're like the fountain pen guy. So that is awesome. So, yeah. Okay. Now I turned off my iPad while it's charging just so it had a better chance at a proper charge. And it still didn't charge. I'm just checking. Like, is it plugged in? Yes. It should have charged more than it has. Okay. I can see it. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. John's weaving in ends. John, I saw your photo of your blanket. So was that it? Are you done now? Was that the last squares? Alison said that she went to Canberra, which is our nation's capital, and went to the Floriade display. Tulips everywhere. Oh my gosh. That sounds amazing. Um, Dolores says, good morning to everybody. Nice to see you. Well, good morning, Dolores. It's great to see you in the chat. Kelly says the queen was massive, but when it was laid across a couch, it was the perfect size. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like holding it up, we needed tall people to hold it up, not shorty me. Um, and but we laid it across the couch just to sort of flop it somewhere safe while I wasn't working on it. Oh, John says no, 6 more rows of the squares and 18 squares per row, then maybe a filler row and then the border. But you're on the downward track. Sort of like I am. I mean, I have news. This is the last row of this color. So when we change colors after this purple row, we're going to a new color. Because I got a couple of rows done at retreat, not tons, not as much as I would have liked, but something is better than nothing, right? Let me just double check. Yep. Did you here we go, we've got a queen question here coming up. Where is it? Did you add more repeats for your queen to make it bigger, or is it just bigger because of the Aran worsted weight? Both. I thought to get the size blanket that I wanted, I was going to need to add some repeats. So I added 2 extra repeats. And then I was also using the worsted. So I did some jiggery pokery math. And yeah, it was it's come out a dash larger. All that means though is that I'm just going to do a much narrower border on it, more like a frame than a full thick border. So yeah, I kind of did both. I don't recommend it. Where are we in the chat here? Did I miss something? Game Widow says, let's see what she did while I coached some spindle users, helped warp up 3 looms, spun some singles, answered questions about weaving, acquired a new spindle, some more fluff, sold out of my bags, and ate good food. Yes. I don't even know I can't even list it, what I got up to. One thing I didn't get done, which my brain keeps focusing on, but it's fine. Stuff happens. I forgot a thing that meant there was an entire task I couldn't do, which I'd promised everybody. So awesome me, go me. But yeah, so it was such the funnest weekend. And I really did enjoy it. Leonie always looks after us so well by giving us amazing food. And just making it that's one thing we don't have to worry about. Like basically we'll be sitting there crafting, talking, laughing. There was some serious laughing going on this weekend. Um, and and the next thing you know, Leonie yells out, like food's up. So it's like, oh, okay. Like you look at the clock because you're like, really? And yeah, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Leanne says 3 cheers for amazing retreat host. Oh, thanks, Leanne. Um, thank you for taking care of us all. I'm glad everybody had a good time. As far as I'm aware, everyone did have a good time. I did harass everyone a little bit. Are you having a fun time? Do you need anything? What can I get you? But yeah. Kathy's like, I'm thinking of making another one, but using the Aaron worsted. Think I won't add the extra repeats. I don't think you need them. I really don't think you need them. Yeah. So, John says, next time I make a blanket with about 400 squares, I might just tie the ends in knots and call it a day. Yeah, you could like felt the back of it or something. I don't know. Depends on where the knots are, I suppose. Um, the weaving in of ends of projects is not always awesome, which is one of the things I love about this project. Is other than like I've realized I've got a few on the back where I had to change mostly purple mid row. But other than those like literal couple, none of these ends get woven in. They all just get trimmed down and fit inside the casing of the edges. So I'm up for that. Thank you very much, Tina, for an awesome, awesome pattern. Oh, the ends from sewing the squares and rows together. Huh. Yes, that sounds like it depends on the style of blanket, really, but isn't there a way that you could incorporate some of those ends to be like a little, twisted thing? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not with the squares. With a straight blanket you could, but maybe not with the squares. So, I've been catching up on all the news and stuff. Big announcements out of YouTube this week, which have been interesting. Especially for people with smaller channels or channels that are sort of focusing on shorts. So lots of interesting stuff. Let me know if you want more details in the chat. But I think we're mostly crafting in here today. Let me know in the chat what you're working on right this minute. I'm working on my queen and my cup of tea, which I think it should be ready to sip on. Yes, it is. Excellent. Excellent. Ruth is getting yarn ready for Stephen West's cowl starting on October 6th. I think my glasses just hit the microphone. You know your microphone's too close when your glasses hit it. Okay. There was a lady at the retreat who was working on a Stephen West and she's like, I'm not quite sure which side to put this thing on. I'm like reading the pattern. I'm like, I have no idea. I could not help. I had to call in the troops and see if somebody else could help. So that is awesome. Kelly says, I'm sewing on the pockets from my effortless cardigan. I'm almost there. That was the cardigan you're working on at retreat. Josephine says, finished weaving on the cotton hand towels. That is awesome. Bub Curran is drinking flu tea and knitting socks. Bub, if you're drinking flu tea, does that mean you're actually resting today, or are you just having a rest before you get back into it? Because I know you're a very, very busy person with a million things to do. Holly says, I'm working on my temperature blanket because I need to catch up before my yarn arrives for the baby blanket I need to make by November. Oh, I know. Sometimes those short turnaround tasks that make us work harder on the long turnarounds, right? What have I done there? Nothing. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I've just realized I'm not sure if this camera's in the right spot. Probably should have checked that before I went live. Oh yeah, it is a cardigan for a retreat. That's cool. Leanne is making a spin your granny blanket inspired by my pink. Do you guys remember my pink and white one? Leanne's doing one in, is it green and white, Leanne? And that green is so nice. Leanne, I may have finished my spin your granny blanket a long time ago, but I haven't finished this one. But I'm getting there. Artsock says, still my squares, always more squares. The squares never end. Are you feeling feels about all those squares, Artsog? It seems that there's feelings involved. I don't know what to say about it. Freaky says, question for the most techie here. Got a DVD. How do I get it to play on a PC? Well, your PC has to have a DVD player. Not all PCs do. So you need to double check that it has an actual physical DVD player. Not all CD-ROM players play DVDs, so it depends on how old it is. Yeah. Just finished the Attic 24 Ripple blanket. Now back to the socks. I was using the blanket to avoid. Oh, that's gold, knit spin girls. I've never picked up a project to avoid another project ever before in my life last week. Stash busting with join as you go blanket blocks, grow the blanket like a C2C. I love join as you go blankets because it's sort of like you don't end up stuck because with a bag full of blocks where you haven't touched them yet. That's kind of like a bit like the spin your granny. You sort of do up to a point on the squares, but then the final round is what joins them all together. Bob Curran says resting today to recover, very dizzy from block sinuses. Oh, oh gosh, guys, yarn bath. Check what I just pulled out of the ball. Oh my goodness, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot. Wow. That's horrid. And I'm not gonna use it all before I get to the end of the row. Well, I hope you are resting, Bub, because it sounds like you really need it. Alison says, I'm about to start a short sleeve knitted top called Summer Drops by Carol Feller using a multicolored Alegria sock yarn from Manos del Uruguay. Holly says, I feel a little bit behind because I've been knitting. I never thought I would say a sentence like that. Holly, that's awesome. You're learning a new skill. So just, give yourself the time, really. That's all I can say. We get stuck on the fact that it's like, I'm a yarn crafter. I can crochet like an entire blanket in 2 years. No, like normal crocheters crochet things much faster. But then you pick up your knitting needles and you're like, oh my gosh, it's taken me weeks to get like 10 inches on this blanket done, on this scarf done. And it's because it's different skill. Like, sure, yeah, there's yarn. But other than that, it's a different skill. It's like a woodworker. It's like, absolutely, he works with wood and those wood cutting boards that he makes, he doesn't do much cutting on them and he doesn't have the knife skills, but he'll get there if he practices. Oh, this yarn bath is in a real bad way. I'm really nervous. I'm very nervous. It's gonna become an issue. It's like we need a yarn bath cam to see how bad it is. Let me see. Well, it shows that I have Windows Media but won't play the disc. Yeah, it might be a hardware issue, Freaky. You need to check that the actual hardware you have is a DVD player, like a DVD-ROM, not a CD-ROM. So you might not actually have the hardware that reads the disc. So rather than the software. So yeah, have you got another DVD you can try it with and see if it's the DVD? And have you got like a CD that you can play a song on to see if it plays the CD? There's some troubleshooting you can do. So first of all, I would double check that it plays the CD at all. So throw some music in there and see if it'll play. And then if it does that, grab a different DVD and see if it'll play a different DVD. But the likelihood is it's not a DVD player. So yeah. Game Widow says that the washing machine is on, a cup of tea, and about to pick up the fluff to spin for a bit. Fair enough. That sounds like a plan of action. Okay, let me have a look. Freaky. Let me just Uh, oh, yeah, definitely when you're spinning on a wheel, Freaky, you definitely, need to make sure you're sitting up properly, especially if you're spinning for long periods of time. Um, you can end up in quite a lot of pain. It's like sitting anywhere incorrectly for hours on end. You can just end up not comfortable. Um, let me look here. Artsog's jumping in with some help for Freaky as well. That's right. I would also, rather than Windows Media Player, I would download VLC Player. It plays a lot more codecs. It's also free, so and it's solid. It's good. Um, John says, like me now, slouching on my couch, gonna have a sore neck tomorrow. Yeah, I'm kind of sitting like I'm leaning forward, I've realized. I'm on my new stool. I've replaced my chair with a stool. I sat in it for some Zoom meetings and some live streams throughout the week, and I seem to be able to cope okay with it. This is going to be the first 2 hour jaunt on it. I have my other chair right here just in case I need to do a switcheroni. Um, but yeah, it's been fine. It's been good. I've actually been having to fight for custody of it. Abby's been stealing it. So I may have to get her own little rolly stool as well. Um, and I was like, I can get you a stool. The stool's really cheap. She's like, will it have the rollerblade wheels on it? I'm like, no. It comes with its own wheels, but we can look at getting you your own rollerblade wheels. Um, as of I would say last year, I didn't know rollerblade wheels for chairs existed, and then I saw someone talking about them. They were like, "It's their must-have," blah 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 blah, and I was just like, "Wait, what? There's there's rollerblade wheels for chairs?" And because, like, especially right here, I have to move from like carpet to lino, or like smooth floor, and when I'm on the carpet, it's a bit stick like, wheels don't roll great on carpet. So the rollerblade wheels make a huge difference when I'm rolling around on the carpet, and an enormous difference when I'm rolling around on the lino floor. So, yeah, they make a big difference. So, like, but the wheels cost as much as the stool does. So the stool was so cheap, it was like $40. And the wheels are like the same sort of price for just the wheels. So, yeah. Um, oh, Freaky says, I have not learned my lesson on spin for less hours. Yeah, there's that one. Um, Kathy is working on her original Havana. Did your original Havana go in the naughty corner, Kathy? I thought you finished it. I mean, you finished so many blankets. I'm sorry if I've got it wrong. But if it's come out of the naughty corner, I'm very happy to hear that. Um, uh Leanne says, I've not swapped to the bigger wheels, but I want them as well. Kelly says, I think I must have got my rollerblade wheels for my chair around the same time as you. They're totally amazing. Um, yeah, it is definitely. Oh, John, I thought I said I would send you one. I will send you a $5 bill with a queen on it. I got no issues with doing that for you. You just DM me your address and I'll pop one in the post. I've got 3 in my wallet right now. So yeah. Oops, hang on. Too many stitches. Get it right. Oh, Kathy says, yes, it was in the naughty corner. Actually, I was bored. Yeah, sometimes blankets go in the naughty corner for that reason. I'm looking at you, Queen. Is not the Queen on the large bills? No, not in Australia. She's only on the 5. Oh, wait. Is she on the back of a? I don't even know. I'd have to have a look. I don't think so. Crochet with Claire is in the house. Hello, Claire. Welcome, welcome. Hope you've got some craft in your lap today. No judgment. Total judgment. Oh, yarn buff. I hate you. Come on. There we go. Some of it comes out really easily, and then some of it's just like, I'm bringing everything with me. Um, Does any Australian have a bill handy that they can have a look to see if the Queen is on the back of the other bills? I know she's on the back of all of our coins, but for the life of me, I can't remember if I don't think she is on the back of the bills. I think she's only on the fives. Alison's jumped in. Hang on. No, only the five, but I think she's on all the coins. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because we've got different people on our other bills, but she's on the five. Um, Claire had FOMO, so she's had to jump in before she's ready. Fair enough. Uh, Freaky, that's exactly what it is. That bit of yarn is scared and is dragging the rest of it for support, yarn bulb. Oh my gosh. My queen was started and finished before my Havana. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Like, you know what? I probably don't need to make another blanket this size like ever, right? That doesn't mean I'm not going to make more blankets. We love little blankets on like little knee rugs and stuff on the couch in our living area. And we love them. Also, I like to gift them. And so I will definitely be making more blankets just to have you know the how do I put this? The expectation is I'll be making more blankets, but I might have a little blanket break after this one's finished. Or not. I don't know. There's like 5 that I'm looking at that I'm like, yeah, I could make that. Um yeah, it is tradition that the monarchy is on the lowest denomination. I did not know that. I did not know that at all. Oh, John, thank you. You've DM'd me the address. It's fantastic. I'll keep an eye out for it. And I'll get that to you so you can have that one in your collection. Yeah, Melissa Coles is our resident sort of library on what is important for royal stuff. I don't know too much. I know she's my queen and she has passed now. And today in Australia is actually a public holiday to mourn her passing. Although, look, I got no issues with having a public holiday for it and having that time to sit down and think about blah 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 blah. But I think it should have been Monday when the actual ceremony was. I don't understand why it's today. Anyway, I don't want to start an argument over it. It's sad. Claire said, did any other Fiberifian retreaters feel lonely this week? The weekend was epic. I don't know if I felt lonely, but I'll tell you what, I certainly missed hearing Leonie's voice tell me dinner was ready. And then when I didn't hear it, I realized I had to get up and go and cook the dinner. Leanne's jumped in with, yes, Claire, and I'm also missing our food services. Yes, me too. Freaky says, we had that Monday in Canada, but only if you worked federal. No, in Australia, it's a national public holiday. It's actually caused a bit of an upset amongst small businesses and businesses in Australia because in one state, there's actually a public holiday tomorrow already, so it's made a long weekend for them. But for the rest of the states, businesses are sort of gearing up for Aussies to call in sick tomorrow. So they're going to have less staff because everyone's just having a long weekend. It's also the middle of school holidays here as well. So it's making things tricky for those people that work. Daycare centers are closed. So even those people that are still working today don't have anywhere for their kids to go. So it's just a little bit of a schmozzle, but it is a once in a lifetime thing. So, deep breath, big girl pants on, and move on. Josephine says, I miss everyone this week. Aww. And Kelly Pole says it was massively quiet, but not a good quiet. Yeah, that was the thing. Like there was always this like level of noise, and it was just chatting, and then every now and again there'd just be this raucous roar of laughter, and you'd just spin your head like, "What did I miss? What did I miss?" So yeah. Leanne says we'll have to wait 11 months before. Oh, okay. For retreat, absolutely. August 2023 is the next retreat. Absolutely. Molly says, I'm working, but we'll take a day of toil next week. Awesome, Molly. That's a good way to do it. So a bit more on your you can plan what you want to get done on your terms. That's where my brain was trying to go. A bit more on your terms. Um, yeah, it is an interesting situation. Oh, Claire, that was awesome. And that wasn't even planned. That was just something that just sort of started happening. So every time somebody, because lots of people bought projects to work on to finish off, there was just this thing where like every time someone was like, hey, I finished a thing, and the whole room would just cheer for them. It was awesome. It was just a really encouraging environment. I just loved it. I can't wait for next year, to be honest. I've got to come up with a new workshop idea, but I'll get there. I got 11 months. Um, Artog says, Vampire, if we start saving, we can go next year. Yeah. Um, yeah, same thing's happening here as well, Alison. There's a lot of people taking the Friday off to get that extra long weekend. I think Victoria's the only one that already has the Friday off. Yeah. Because it's a football holiday. Like I didn't even know Australia had football holidays, but there is a grand final day in Victoria, and they make it a holiday. Um, you should teach how 2 4-plies make an 8-ply. Very funny. That's so funny. You're hilarious. Can one of the mods deal with Claire, please? No, don't. There was some button pressings, and Talia, who came to retreat, she's not in the chat today. She's come up at one stage. It's very late at night. Hey, just checking to see if anyone's scared of spiders because there's a big spider in one of the bathrooms. And I was just like, oh no. And I couldn't find, like, because I'm like, I need to, I'm about to go to bed, so I need to use the facilities. And I'm thinking, oh my God, the spider's going to come near me. But I could not find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I was fine. And then the next morning I said to Talia, I didn't see the spider. How big was it? And she was like, oh, like this big. And I'm like, that's tiny. That's not even worth mentioning. I thought it was some giant Tyrantodontoglope that could take off my head. But no. Yeah, Claire's poking the bear. That's exactly right, Leanne. But we know Claire's number 2, don't we? We know what makes Claire go, ah. Leanne says, I couldn't see it either. Hiding like a ninja. Absolutely. Absolutely. Game Winner says, it was tiny. It was also a shoe is the solution. Yes, absolutely. As long as the shoe is not on your foot. It has to be, thrown. And I think everyone made it home. There were some interstate travelers. I think Sally's still traveling. I don't think she's made it home yet. But other than that, everyone eventually made it home. There was issues with flights. There was cancelled flights. There was having to change flights. But I think most people made it home. Most people have made it home, right? I'm just like, oh. John says, I had a customer in my shop last week, an architect from Sydney. She was like 1.8 meters tall, had this button down adventures shirt on and some canvas shorts. Couldn't have looked more Australian. If she was holding a koala and fighting a kangaroo. Oh, that's so funny. Francis is in the chat. Hello. Oh, no, Francis, having to do like legit things before a live stream. What? That's crazy. That's crazy talk. But I'm glad to see you're all back. Everyone's here, and I'm happy, and I'm going, and the craft is happening. The queen is happening. We're about to change colors. I'm getting so close to the end. I haven't been so excited to change colors. I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm moving out of the colors that I don't like and into the colors I do like. So, I mean, I didn't hate this particular color, but it certainly wasn't up there on my list of awesome colors for the blanket. It was kind of like a blending color to sort of move the fun colors into sort of the more browns and then the browns into the yellows. So, but the next color is the start of the fun colors. So I'm like, come on. I mean, I'd like to think that means I'll crochet faster. The reality is probs not. Probs not. I've got a big week this week. We've got a live stream happening on my other channel tomorrow. It's starting much earlier than usual. So we normally start them around 10. So like what time this one starts. Tomorrow's will be starting a couple of hours earlier. And then we will then it is a conversation with someone who has never live streamed before. So it's asking all the live streaming questions. So that will be fun over there. And then on Saturday night, I'm going to be hanging out with Doug Hewson on his channel. We're going to be answering live streaming Q&A, as well as I think we're doing some channel reviews. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% certain, but that'll be going for a while. So yeah, got some stuff happening, and I'm excited for it. It's been a big week. Holly's just asking how many questions have I got left? How many colors have I got left? And I think it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. So it's these ones. So this is the next color here that I'm working on. And then there's the light pink, the hot pink, and then the sort of purpley lilac color. So yes, got excited. Oh, Buff, hello. How are you? Can we not do something? Can we not be kind? So first task that I did Monday, right? Very important, was watch the Rings of Power episode that I missed Friday, which was phenomenal. The first couple of episodes were definitely character building and working out where we were in the timeline. This last episode was just a bit more like boom, like story. And I'm like, I was there for it. It was so good. I'm also listening to the Supernatural Then and Now podcast. So while I'm also I think I'm up to about season 11 or 12 watching Supernatural, each week I'm popping back to watch the episode that they talk about in the podcast just before I listen to the podcast, because they're watching from the start. So we're in season 2 now. So I popped back and watched that before I listened to it. But I think the new Star Wars Andor series has started, and I need to get in and start watching that too. So much good content. And Big Sky season 3 has started. Oh, so many good things. I'm like, I could move the Queen to the lounge room, right? It's rainy, it's cold. I could sit out there and watch TV. I mean, I could technically watch TV here. The screen is big enough, but the chair is not as comfy as a couch, is it? Do you guys find that you will be more or less likely to work on a project depending on your comfort level, or just on the need to get the project done? Now, I've just got to double check that. Then 1, 2. I'm on the last little thing. I'm just double checking my stitch count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, coolness. And then we're on to the new color. So excited. I'm so excited. And then last stitch. Then snippy. Oops, nearly snippy things that didn't need snipping. Still so much yarn buff here, honestly, guys. This is going to be a mess. Just whip it out of the way to start with. I'll deal with that another time. All right. Next row. Let me just double check. I need to double check I really get to change colors. Okay, I'm not. Yes, changing colors. Pen, come here. New color. So happy for the new color. New color dance. Francis says, "Comfort is king. I won't craft if my back aches." Yes. Leanne says, I cannot craft on a couch. My spine says no. I only craft at a table, but I think that's okay because I'm comfy there." Absolutely. Vampire says, I almost always craft at my computer, so comfort doesn't really enter into the equation. Artog says, "If I'm not comfortable, it's not happening." Am I totally ignoring you? Hang on a second. Who's totally ignoring you, Kelly? Did I miss something? Let me go back. Let me go back. I've missed something. I have missed something. Oh, there we go. All right, I did. It would be awesome to have a Chantelle soapbox on a t-shirt, and then you could get badges with Poke the Bears. I mean, I could actually do all of those. Um, I do like the idea of the Chantelle soapbox. How many people in the chat, if I popped a Chantelle soapbox option up onto Redbubble, how many of you would actually wear that shirt? Obviously, it would depend on the design, and I'd try and make it cool. I would probably try and get an image of some sort of soapbox with just Chantelle's written in the corner of it. Um, but yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I didn't I just missed it. That's all. Um, my computer chair is more comfortable than the couch, but the desk and chair are covered in stuff. I can't relate to that at all. Um, it depends if my neck and shoulders start stuffing up. Truth. Absolutely. Kelly was like, "Well, it's your idea, Kelly. I kind of would hope that you would want one." Yes, and I need the mug. So, Leanne, did you want the mug that says Chantelle Soapbox, or do you want this mug? Because I'm not sure. All right, I'll have a look at putting together a design. You guys, that's so funny. Um, yeah, and I can put some badges together for you know poke the bear badges. That would be fun, actually. I think I'm gonna go from the outside of this one because it is like leftovers. So I think it will be safer to go from the I actually don't think either way is a good option. I obviously did not store this very well. What happened is I finished it and I threw it into the crate with the rest of the yarns. It's like, yep, that bit's done. No longer required. Okay. Let me just there we go. All untangled. Yay. Um Let me look here. There we go. Cheeky people. Why do I run this live stream again? That's right. To get teased by cheeky people. Of course. That's why we do this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's get the next color started. I'm not excited at all, right? John says, oops, hang on. That is not the yarn I'm looking for. There we go. Come on, yarn bits. Okay. Alrighty. Artog says, hang on a second. Where is it? Did I miss it? Here it goes. An actual soapbox filled with yarn with a ninja logo on it would be awesome. What we might do is we might brainstorm it over in the fun zone. What do you guys think? Help me put it together? Or we could possibly do it for next week's live stream. I can screen share and we can run it through Photoshop or something. Or Canva, maybe. I don't know. We'll see which one works better for this particular thing. I think there's some things I use Photoshop for just because I know where to find it. I know Canva can do it, but I just know where it is in Photoshop. So I'm paying for two softwares. So 4, 1, 2. Oh yeah, that goes. It does stack. Okay, I was just double checking. I'm like, wait. Then 1, 2, and 3. Oh, Leanne, I am absolutely okay with you going back to the retreat because I loved it, and I've been thinking about it all week. And like, how do we do this more often? I'm not sure if we can. Like, I'm like, okay, I would love to do it more often, but even if we just have a weekend every year where we just have it booked in, and just I'm thinking 2 venues. I'm thinking twice a year, but once a year in each place. The catch is finding another venue that I like, that other people like as well, because I'm very fussy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is going to be an easy one, I think. Is it stacking? It stacks. Excellent. Okay. Yes, Francis, the retreat was last weekend. It was so much fun. We had such a good time. Lots of laughing. Um, yeah. We might try and post some pictures over in the fun zone. If you went to the retreat, and would like to share some of your photos in the fun zone, feel free to. If we could keep them all in a thread, that would be really helpful. We did have perfect weather, Nettie. We really did. This week is pretty trash, but last weekend was amazing. So yeah, it was a spectacular weekend, honestly. But the reality is, even if it was raining up there, we really did just sort of travel from our rooms to the workroom and then stayed in the workroom except for bathroom traveling. And then, so even if it was raining and cold and miserable, they just light up the big fire and it'd be lovely. I personally would prefer it not to be raining, but other than that, I think it would be awesome. Let me look here. But yeah, I'm okay with going back to talking about the retreat because it was fun and it was good and yeah. Okay. Look, we have a new color. I'm so excited. I'm so happy for another color. I've dropped a stitch marker on the floor and I've got to work out where it came from. The other thing I need to get done is I need to sort out a space outside that I can clamp my little clampy to with my thing and try and do some more batches of blinglets. I am so close to nearly being out of blinglets. It's actually sad. And I don't think I have any large rings left to even make large ones. The last ones failed and it's really hard to reuse them once they fail. I'm going to see if I can, but we'll see because the glue was dodgy, but I got a dodgy batch. And so hopefully this batch is better. Ruth Young, there's no need to apologize and we will catch you later. And I hope you have an amazing sleep and that you get to, rest and relax and get some craft done at your leisure. John says it's beautiful weather here now that fall is coming, tapped out at around 65 degrees, 18 today. We are heading into spring, so it is starting to warm up here. So around the sort of, I think we had around the 25 to 26 degree mark yesterday. Oh, no, not yesterday, day before. But then the rains kicked in and it's dropped the temperature down. Yes. So it is definitely seasonal weather change time, which I'm here for. I love spring. I love winter. I don't love summer. I don't love Queensland summers. We do have someone coming out to look at our air conditioner, so hopefully this year we will not be melty popsicles like we were last year. We found out that the company that gave us our quote that told us that it wasn't worth repairing, turns out that they are actually notorious for telling people that because they don't want to do a repair, they want to do a fresh install. So we have someone else coming. So we'd been working on saving up for a new air conditioner, which was This one's quite large. It does quite a large section of our house, so it was a few $1,000s, like quite a few $1,000s. And so we've been saving, and then now we're like, hang on a second, wait, what? Maybe we could replace a part. Oh, that would be so much nicer. So yeah, I think next week they're coming. Or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Tim told me. I don't remember. He sent it to me in a message. It's written down somewhere, but I don't know. Summer socks from Alison. Yes, it does. I am with you on the summer socks. We need a club with t-shirts that just basically says, summer socks. Tracy, yes, the rain is very, very nice. So yes, I'm very much enjoying it, except for the fact that we have three leaks in our roof, so we currently have buckets out. So it is not awesome for that, but other than that, I'm loving it. I know, and Abby's garden loves it, and the lime tree loves it, so I'm happy. Yeah, Kelly, it is super sneaky and dodgy because we are not tradespeople. We hire tradespeople because we want to pay them for their knowledge and their services. And when they just outright lie, I mean, they may not have. Maybe this other repairer will come along and say the same thing that they did. But like, according to some other people that we know that have used this same company, it's quite a large company here in Queensland. I don't know if they're nationwide. Apparently they're notorious for it. They upscale the problem so that they get a way bigger job out of it. And we'd been using them for a lot of things because they're a multi-contractor company. So we were using them for electrical stuff and plumbing. And so, it's just frustrating that it's like all the work that we've had done sort of for the last 2 or 3 years. Did we really need to do it? We don't know. Yeah, Nettie, it's not that easy trying to get someone out to look at a couple of little holes. We've got ceramic tiles, and getting someone out to quote, let alone do the work, is hard. There's such a shortage of roof tilers. And we don't want to re-roof the roof. We just want the problem solved. So, yeah. We're waiting. We've got a plasterer lined up, so once the work's done, we can get the inside plaster fixed. So, yeah. It's not awesome. One's really easy. It's like directly over our manhole, so we just slide the manhole open and put a bucket under it. One is over the middle of our bed. That one's not easy. And then one is in the corner of this room here. That one's fine. I just had to bring the shelf forward so I could put a bucket behind it, but I just keep it forward now and keep a bucket in there all the time. And it's not like a pause in rain. It's just like a drip and then wait and then wait some more and then drip. It's just enough to be annoying. We have an old style roof where we've got the tiles are held on by some sort of metal mechanism, and if there's even the slightest bit of the tiles out of alignment, the water will seep around it and it'll follow the metal down and drip into the same spot over and over again. Oh, thanks, Tracy. I appreciate that. We'll see what this next mob do, and if it's still an issue, I will take you up on that. Artsog, they can stop sharing. It's not sharing. Oh my goodness. But yes, lots of things happening. Yeah, Nettie, that's the thing. And right, like back, a couple of years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago, probably is more realistic. You could all your tradespeople were a bit more like, okay, we need the work. But now they're like, yeah, whatever, quickly get it done, get on to the next job. Oh yeah, you weren't happy, too bad. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can't get anyone out to fix it. I think there's a bit of an attitude shift, and I'm not going to say that's the case for all of them, because there are some amazingly talented and fantastic tradespeople out there. We just don't seem to be finding them. So yeah, we had one guy who came out to quote the roof repair, and when I asked to see um, his, because you've got to, there's a license, and he kept showing me his ABN, and I'm like, "That's your ABN. I need to see your builder's license number." And he was just like, "You don't need to see that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. You're supposed to show it if I ask for it. It should be in your wallet." And he didn't have one. And I was just like, "Dude, you may scam some people, but you're not going to scam me." So, and that was frustrating. Like, seriously, who here, like, seriously, it was an ABN, like, and it was like and it was just the ABN registration number. It wasn't anything official. It wasn't like like a company name form. It was just like, you can apply for an ABN online. Yeah, Molly, unfortunately, that's exactly how I found this guy. Everyone was like, "Oh, try this guy. He came out and quoted, but we ended up getting someone else." Um, and my favorite quote: "I was born on a Saturday, but it wasn't last Saturday." I love that. I love that. We found a really good handyman that way, Molly. And he came and helped with some. I was having some problems with the sliding door, but he helped with that, which was great. I'm not sure how Tim found this latest air conditioning person. Hopefully, they're not dodgy, but we won't know. That's the thing. We just don't know if they are dodgy. So I'm just trying to make this not be. I mean, look, this is what I'm working from. It's not a ball anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to describe it. An X ball. It was a ball. Now it's no longer ball. Um, yeah, oh, that's right. Leanne's having a dispute with someone who came out to repair her oven, who's trying to charge her and didn't actually repair the oven. Um, I did that for my carpet cleaners and it was a fail. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes it's their friend that recommends them. And you're just like, okay. So I now go and double check to see if that person is a friend of that person or if they have any like relatives with the same name. Because I just hate having to be so jaded about finding tradespeople, because it should be a case of, this is a qualified tradesperson. They have their certificates, they have their licenses. I should be able to trust them to do the job. Like, right? Turns out the answer to that is no. No. So, yeah. That is an ex-ball bereft of life. Rest in peace. If you hadn't nailed it to the perch, you'd be pushing up daisies. That is legit. Yeah, the ex-ball, rest in peace. I may even get to use it for another row yet. There's enough of it. Oh my goodness, that's gold. Wow. Okay. What have we got? We're going. We're going. We're getting close to the end. I've got a couple of repeats until the end of the first row of the new. Come back here. Just flip out and oh gosh, here we go again. I'm not enjoying the purple's yarn barfing, the apricots being a buttocks. What's going on here? What have I done? Hang on a second. Oh, I failed to count correctly a few bits back. Thanks for letting me know, everybody. Molly says we've had a few fails too, but mostly the recommendations have been on the money. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Because that would be very disappointing if you had lots of fails. No darts for Freaky this year. So you're not going to leave us again? You normally leave us for a few months every year. So we kind of like, is Freaky at darts? So now if you don't show up, we know it's us, right? Is that what you're saying? Oh gosh, but is it is there something you need like, is this like you need to s you've been seeing a specialist or you need to see a specialist or I'm not quite sure. Or had you seen a specialist and you're still in recovery and I've forgotten about it because my brain is, like, melting with all the things I've been doing? I've got fluff at my nose. It's not my favorite. Topping up the tea. Oh, no. Came with do you know what's really funny? I'm like, I've got the itchy nose from fluff, and you're like, "Achoo, ugh." Tea top up. Okay. Ah, that's better when it's hot, let me tell you. Um, by the time I have my eye appointment, I've missed the last month of the season. Okay, so you're waiting. Oh gosh, that's frustrating. You're like, you know, you need to get something done, and you've just got to wait for appointments. It bugs me no end, but there's not a lot you can do. You just got to suck it up and wait, I suppose. But we are glad that you can at least come and hang out with us instead of not hanging out with anybody. Um, oh, he's moving the lawns. Yeah, that would be a bit weirder. So, do you know that we luck out? I always thought lucking out was a bad thing, as in you're out of luck. And I remember finding out that it was actually was a good thing, and I'm like, wait, what? I always thought lucking out was bad, and I thought it was an Australian thing. It was just I failed language, is what it was. Okay. Well, we've made it through the first hour, and my legs, I can still feel my legs on my on my new chair. So, you know, I just have a little wiggle, creak, creak, wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Good to go. Oh, you guys, I saw the funniest Instagram reel. Oh, Claire says I thought lucking out was bad too. Yeah. See, and then I hear people talking about how they lucked out on something, and I'm sort of sitting there listening to their story, and I'm like, isn't that a good thing? Like, is not what just happened a good thing? Gosh. Vampy says my YouTube is being a butt face. I've switched from 720 down to 144 for no reason. Ah, that's horrid. I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah, I always thought lucking out was bad. Um, and then I remember I was talking to someone about something and they're like, "Oh, you lucked out on that one." And I'm like, "No, no, it was good." And they're like, "Yeah, lucked out is good." And I'm like, "No, it's bad." How is Louis coping without his queen this morning? Oh, well, I mean, the door is closed because it's a public holiday here. Everyone's home. Um, oh, hang on a second. Have I miscounted again? I just put the stitch in the wrong spot. I counted correctly, but then stitched in the wrong place. So he's actually asleep on Abby's bed with Abby's in there. I don't know if she's asleep anymore or if she's on her phone or whatever. Who knows? Um, but he's just hanging out with her. So is not so sad today. But I had it when I got home because it still had a ball of yarn attached to it. I didn't put it on the chair, so it was over on a table, and he kept looking up at the table like, "Oi, put that somewhere where I can get it." Ah, John O'Brien says, okay, hang on a second. According to Google, lucked out is bad in Australia, but good in the US and Canada. So it wasn't just me and Claire. Okay, well that's all right. And Kelly says I thought the same thing with you did a bang up job. I thought that was a bad thing, but I found out it was a good thing. It's always interesting finding out where these sayings come from. Yeah. Okay, so maybe it's more Australians consider lucked out a bad thing. Okay. All right. I don't feel so like silly now. Thank you for checking that for me, John. I appreciate that. Um Nettie says, I've decided there's a boogeyman in my house that raises my computer chair in the night. I have to lower it again almost every other day. Not to dispel your the possibility of there being a boogeyman in your house, but what's more likely is that when there's no weight on the chair, the gas in the chair lifts the chair a little because most of them are gas lift chairs. So that's possibly a thing as well. But it's more likely to be a boogeyman. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Allison says lockdown is a bad thing. Leanne says that she's an Aussie, but she'd always thought of it as a good thing. Um, Gosh. And Lisby's in the chat. She's just posted a members chat. Hello. It's good to see you, Lisby. Did you make it home? Well, I'm assuming you are home right now. My newish desk chair randomly sinks when I sit on it. Yeah, mine tend to sink more than they rise up. Nettie thought lucked out was a bad thing as well. Yeah. It is it's a confusing statement. I think it's one of those confusing statements you've got to know. Chintamani in the chat. Hello. Hitting us up with a members chat also for ad skippers. All those of you on 11 months, I think 12 months you get a new color. I think off the top of my head, I don't remember what the color is, but your little ninjas will change colors. So yeah. I think it's 12 months, right? Yeah. And YouTube have just added in some extra. So we had to choose 6 when we were first setting it up, ending at 2 years, and now they've added in the option for a 3 years and a 4 years. So every 12 months you'll change your color up. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I can't wait to see what the next color is. I mean, I could look it up. I did make them. But I don't know. I can't do it now. Chintami says my chest hurts from coughing. Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh, Freaky Geek has some excellent advice for all those turning up. Don't forget to hit the like button and to change your top chat to live chat so you don't miss any of the comments. Leanne says, I think members 1 and 2 should stand out in the colors as well. Look at you all popping in your super chats for this month. Ad skippers for John, coffee clutch for Vampire. Welcome. And that's Vampire and Artzog you guys share. That's right. I wish there was a way that I could make that a thing so you both got the like all the cool stuff. It's frustrating. Stupid 12-month color is pink. Oh, thanks, Holly. Thanks for checking. Chintamani says stupid 24-hour gold. Oh my goodness. Crochet with Claire has just gifted 5 memberships. So YouTube will choose who the new members are. I don't get to choose. So they'll go through and see who watches and who joins in and what have you, and they will add it. And it has chosen Talia Deegan was gifted a membership, and Kira Bennett was gifted a membership. And Knit Spin Girls has been gifted a membership. So you'll notice that you are now green. Those of you that are being gifted your memberships, they're changing your color straight away for you. So you'll get your membership for a month. That's so generous, Claire. Thank you. Crochet with Claire is awesome. Yeah, so with the memberships, it's a thing, and there's a lot of people who we love the idea of it, but we feel that that we should be able to choose, like either the person gifting the membership should be able to choose, or the person who runs the channel should be able to choose. But YouTube chooses it based on activity and interactions and things like that. So, and Tracy S has also been gifted. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think YouTube's still choosing one more person to gift a membership to. I have no idea how YouTube chooses, honestly. Christine Rogers, welcome back. It's good to see you. It's Been Girls says thank you to Claire and to Chantelle. And because it's a green box comment, Claire, I can't even bring it over in StreamYard. It doesn't bring it up. That's something that StreamYard's been asked to add support on, but YouTube aren't giving access to. So yeah, wow, that is so cool. I didn't know if my channel was rolled out for that yet, but it is. So thank you so much to Claire. So those of you that have just been gifted memberships, you have a month's worth of membership. So have fun. I'm just having a look here. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, YouTube has still got one more it's going to gift. I don't know when they'll do it or how they'll do it. Hopefully it'll be during the chat so we can cheer. Oh, Artsog. Artsag, you've just been gifted a membership. You would like that is cool. Oh, there you go. You get your own Ninja Ball now for a month, Artsag. Score. I like that. Again, thank you so much, Claire. That is awesomeness. I just whacked my glasses into the microphone again. It's like skills. That's some mad skills right there. Wow, that's very kind. And that's how gifting membership works, everybody. It's totally random. YouTube chooses, and yeah, you totally sent that out into the universe. Wow, I did. I did. Claire says, "I wish I could do everyone, but not that rich." Um, I'm just extremely grateful you did 5. I mean, goodness me, I think that's amazing. That is so cool. Yeah. I think YouTube are working out a way to make it so that I can gift a membership, but I don't know how to do it yet. Like they're talking about it. They haven't rolled anything out as far as I'm aware. Claire has just gifted another membership. Wow. 10 Candy Tea scored that gifted membership. So Claire had to even it up. She couldn't deal with 5. She needed 6. That's so funny. 10 Candy Tea. You are now a channel member for a month thanks to Crochet with Claire. I don't even know if some of you are currently in the chat right now. So yeah. Oh, 10 Candy Tea is in the chat. That is awesome. You are welcome. And thanks for saying hi. Hi. So that's amazing. See, I personally prefer the odd numbers myself. I like 3s and 5s. But Claire, she needs the even numbers. Yeah. Yeah, see, I think Lisby's likes odd numbers. She's written of, but I think she means odd. Yeah, there we go. Odd numbers. So, yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, I'm with you on that one, Lisby. But I appreciate Claire's giftings all the same. Very much so. So that is cool. That's very cool. Jenna says my birthday is 5/15. I mean, that's nice. Jancy says you would hope they would pick someone on the live to gift it to. You'd hope so, Jancy, but I just don't know how they choose. And I think there was one at the top. It was a name I don't recognize very, very well. Kira Bennett. And Kira, are you in the chat? Are you watching or listening? I don't know. Everyone else I can see is here and active, but I wasn't. 10 Candy Tea popped in, so we knew. But yeah, I have no idea how YouTube choose it. It's supposed to be people who watch your content regularly, um, get involved, click the like button, like positive people in your feed. But I just don't know how they choose it. There's some sort of algorithmic thing. So yeah, I don't know. I help when I'm not trolling. Yeah, freaky. I don't think you're a true troll anymore, honestly. I think freaky's a tame troll. um, Jenna says, I'm at the age where I can watch May drop to the ocean and skip to June. Okay. I don't really know what that means, but okay. Oh, as in you don't care, you don't want to celebrate your birthday. I think I get it. I think I get it. I just double checked your the dates that you put for your birthday. I think I understand it. No, not a troll at all, just a crazy oddball. I think you're fun is what I think. I don't know about crazy. I don't know about oddball. I think fun is the right adjective. So, you know. So where do you see the gifting option? I'm not seeing it. It would be at um it would be I don't know. Claire, where did you find the gifting option? I don't think it would be too much hidden. Yeah. I'm not in the right place to look. I'm on funny screens, so I can't check on my end. Click the what? I click on the dollars for super chats, and it's one of the options. Let me have a look. I've got a super chat, super sticker. Okay, I don't have the option here, but that could be because it's my channel. And it would be weird super chatting, super stickering myself. Yeah. Maybe it's not rolled out to everybody to be able to do it. I don't know. Can anybody else see it? Can anyone else see the option? Not that I'm expecting anyone to click the option, but if you can see the option, that would be awesome. I'll click on the trophy in the super chats. Okay. I'm very curious. So if anybody else can see this option. Yeah, Leanne says only super chat or super sticker for me. Yep. Okay. I don't see the trophy. Yep. Yeah, it looks like some people have it and some don't. So no trophy in my super chats. Options. Oh, super sticks, super sticker, super chat, membership gifting. Okay, yeah, no, I only have the two options when I looked here. I'd have to double check. I am in an odd screen though, so I might not have access to it from this screen. Yeah. Okay. That is weird. Oh, Christina has said that she had an option asked to be gifted. I don't know. I'm not sure. Benfia has the option. Artog has the option. Oh, actually, you know what? Only channel members will have the option. Sorry, everybody checking for me, and I appreciate that. You have to be an existing channel member to have the option come up, which is why I don't have the option because I'm not a channel member on my own channel. So I'll have to go and check Claire's. So yeah. No, oh, and it may matter what device you're on as well, Holly. I know that YouTube doesn't like iPads and iPhones because Apple App Store take their cut out and then send it to Google, and yeah, so they take all these extra fees out before they send the money to Google. So I know that they don't because it's how the App Store works. So maybe if you're on a laptop or an Android device. So, yeah. Oh, Claire sent me a message in. Hang on, let me just have a look. I just want to see what it looks like. Messenger. John sent a message as that's nope, that's oh yeah, John sent that message as well. Yeah, I don't have that membership gifting option. Okay, cool. Good to see it. Good to understand what it looks like. Membership gifting. Yep. Oh, I see. All right. So next to the smiley face, there is a trophy. Okay. Cool. Good to know. I just get a dollar sign. So if you have the trophy next to your smiley face, then you have the option. If you have the trophy next to your smiley face, you don't. Yeah, you do. If you have the dollar sign, you don't. If you have the trophy, you do. There we go. Leanne has said it's an option on her laptop, but not on her mobile. Okay. Okay. All right. No, oh no, freaky. So what it is to gift the memberships, you have to be an existing member. So YouTube won't give you a membership, but you will share it with others. So what it is, it's like one of these things where it's like, I think it's great being a member, and I want to share that with other people. So yeah. Artsock has the dollar sign and the other option. Okay. All right. It is weird. John says I clicked the dollar sign, it was under there. Cool. All right. Okay. It's all over the shop. But it exists, so that's pretty cool. And Nitspin Girl says, I don't see it on my mobile, but then I've only been a member for about 30 seconds. Yeah, it's looking like it's laptop only or PC only. So, yeah. They don't have everything available for mobile, which, it's understandable, but also like, come on. Really? Infected areas. Welcome to being a channel member. I've got a new members thing here and I don't know if it works. So let's test it out. Oh no, it's too little. I haven't resized anything. Oh no, let me fix it. Let's go. Oh gosh, there we go. Resize that, resize this. New members. No, I want to resize you. I don't want to move you. There we go. New member. Bam. That's how we do it live. Infected area. Thank you for becoming a channel member on the Ad Skippers premium level. You are awesome. And also, I should have clicked this for everybody else that got made gifted memberships as well. So thank you to everybody. I'm just going to lock this down. There we go. I used to have a song that played as well, but I lost access to it when I stopped paying for some stuff. So yeah. But thank you so much. Let's jump back over here, back to the crafting. I'll have to well, actually, now that YouTube's bringing out like this thing with rights to music, I should be able to maybe incorporate one of their songs. That'd be cool. Let me just look where I'm up to here. Okay, I think I'm good. We're nearly at the end of this row, and you guys who've been here for a while understand that means it's different than the rest of the row. We are nearly there. Learning all about channel members. Freaky says you nearly vanished. Yeah, I disappeared down to like I changed up some resolution in OBS, which is what I feed StreamYard is OBS. So yeah. Kathy Breyer, thank you so much for your member sticker. Super chat, super sticker, and all the things. And this is our bath situation. That's what's left. I mean, maybe there's enough for another row. I don't know. John says my Android phone has super chat and sticker, but no gifting. OBS. That's right, John. OBS, not IBS. All right. Oh gosh, we're back to. Oh man, we are back to the purple balls yarn bath of codependence. What did I do at the end of it? I thought I'd put it somewhere so I could find it easy. Turns out, nope. Oh, there it is. If I just grab the entire yarn bath, then it's fine. So what I use for StreamYard, because we like to have this two pictures thing with my beautiful face and also my hands. StreamYard can't do that by itself. It's a big baby and it needs its handheld. So I actually run all the visuals through another software so I can have the layouts and pretties that we want and then run it into StreamYard so we can have all the cool stuff of StreamYard and all the cool stuff of OBS in one place. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. Freaky says, "You mean YouTube has better music options?" So, in their big announcements that they put out a couple of days ago, they're bringing out what's called creator music, which means that you can add sort of more current songs, like this, the music that they're allowing people to use in shorts. They're bringing that across to their YouTube music, and in the long term, they're going to make it available to long form creators as well. I'm not sure how it will work with live streaming, but you can either buy the individual rights to a track or you can opt for a lower percentage of your ad revenue, which means that instead of the standard 55%, you could get 45%, and that includes the rights to whatever music tracks that you've chosen. And you get to decide that up front. So I'm not sure if it's a song to song basis or if it's a application basis. There's not enough information yet, but there will be some good stuff coming out. I have Epidemic Sound, but I only have it for one channel, so I have it for the other channel. Um, it'd be nice if I could, get it for two channels and not have to pay double the price, but that's not how it works. Um, Um, Lisby says, Chantelle, with infected area here, now would be a great time to say all the great things about the Daedalus. Well, I mean, I love the Daedalus. I think the Daedalus is a really interesting looking wheel. I haven't personally used it, but people that I know and I respect in the wheel world think it's the absolute bomb diggity of portable spinning wheels that are not the Hanson $3,000 timber ones. But the Daedalus is up there. It's being compared to the Hanson without the Hanson price tag. So whereas the electric eel fives, they are on a whole different scale. They're cute and small and they do the job. They're just that bit noisier. Whereas the Daedalus is that next step, like higher quality. You pay a little bit more for it because of the quality. But yeah, it's definitely a lovely, lovely looking thing. I don't have one, so I have no personal experience, but someone who I know and love who actually makes spinning wheels or works with a company that makes spinning wheels, she loves hers. So that says a lot to me. Oh, and her company does not make the Daedalus. um, the wheel world. You sound like Kripke from the Big Bang Theory. Well, I mean, I don't actually take that as an insult, just to say something. I love Kripke. um, yeah, I know who Kripke is. Infected area. She's using her eel right now, and it's working perfectly. No need for an upgrade. Francis says the eel 6 isn't noisy. Yeah, I've used the eel 5. That was noisy. I've got another eel where I picked it up and it came apart in my hands. Um, but yeah, I think what I think infected area is that when it is time to upgrade, maybe upgrade to the Daedalus. So Lisby says, "You're the best." He's laughing beside me. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how to take that. Game Widow says I was using my EL6 over the weekend. Yeah, I mean that was nice. The EL6 is much nicer than the EL5. Like every time they bring out a new one, it's a big step. It's a definite increase in quality, like without a doubt. But yeah. Where am I up to? 1, 2. Oh, is this going to be one of those rows where everything is different? I hate those rows. I like the ones where it's like, okay, so it's 3 and then 1 and 3 and then 1 all the way across. And then the next row you get like, well, there's 1 and then there's 2 and then there's 1 and then there's 3 and don't have a rhythm. Judith, you can absolutely mention that for sure. Um, she's saying here that if you want an Ashford E Spinner 3, you can purchase them at the current price of $8.59 before their price rise in December. Yeah. I mean, they're a bit dearer than the eels and they're probably with the same similar pricing. I don't know what the deadlifts are. It depends on which model you get. But yeah, but they're a bit dearer than the eel, but they are also, you know, New Zealand made. I don't know anyone with one of those. Do you have one of those, Judith? Do you recommend it? What am I doing here? I'm doing the wrong thing, is what I'm doing. Oh, I'll just throw the hook around. Let's just throw the hook and stop working. There we go. Fingers are functioning. Woot, woot. Hey, I think I found where that missing stitch marker comes from. Where is it? There it is. I think I worked it out. It's this one. Okay. Alrighty. Well, John, the eel is made in the US, just so you know. We're the ones paying the shipping, getting them out here to Australia. The eels are made locally. Knitspin Girl says it. The eel wheels are from a company in the US. So pretty much anything knitting, crochet, spinning, the majority of the brands that we get in Australia are all from the US. Christine says, what was the brand of spinning wheel with the pedals you sold? Christine, all the spinning wheels I sell have pedals. So in the past, I've sold Spinolution wheels and Hitchhiker wheels, or the Merlin Tree, but the Hitchhiker is one of the Merlin Tree wheels, and also Margecraft are the only wheels. So yeah, so I'm not quite sure which company you mean, but they've all got pedals. I don't sell electric wheels. Nettie says, when the eel first came out, it was so funny because one of the camps I attended had 6 ladies in a row. Yeah, it's one of those things. But they're so small. Like Game Widow's here, she took hers as carry on it because she came up to the retreat from Victoria. And I rolled his eyes. Oh, I mean, it could have been something worse, dude. Seriously. Hang on. I just need to bring this over. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 1. Alrighty. I think I've got it. I think I've got the rhythm. We'll find out. A few of my spinning group friends have the Ashford one, but I love my Hanson with the woolly winder still going strong. The Hanson is the cream of the crop. That is the bar. That is what everyone else wants their wheels to be. They're basically the most beautiful handcrafted timber electric spinning wheels, and they are silent. And with a woolly winder just makes it like you just basically feed yarn at it and it winds it backwards and forwards. You don't even have to move anything. That is the cream of the crop. 7 years. I'd say she means years. It is the absolute cream of the spinning wheel crop for sure. Francis says, I went to a spinners and weavers camp weekend before last and I had the only eel 6. Wow. And I think part of it is a lot of us got the eel 5s and the minis. And look, I'll be honest, it was a little bit of a letdown for me because both of mine are now broken. Neither of them work. And I didn't do anything to them. They were stored carefully. They just came apart. So I've been less likely to buy the eel 6, but I'm hearing a lot better stuff about the eel 6. So, we'll see. We'll see. Um, Lisby says maybe I need to upgrade my wish list for electric wheels. The Hanson is thousands. Like, I think it's around. It would depend on the timber that you chose as well, because you get to choose your timbers. It will it You're looking at starting at a couple of thousand US dollars. So convert that to Aussie, then add shipping. Um, for me, it's not on the cards, the having the hands, and I can just drool at the images of it. But I actually find that I prefer, if I'm going to spin, I prefer to pedal, and I don't know why. It's just a thing. Um, Francis says the Nano was frustrating. The 6 is a dream. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I found the Nano was just too small, and I was just dragging it around. Um, like I'd go to sort of pull back to draft, and it would come with. So yeah. Um, Christine Rogers says 2 pedals at the Brisbane Craft Fair, presenting alternating like a bicycle. Okay, so I think that was it the wheel was spinning that way, or was it spinning that way? Because I had my own personal wheel, which was um a shacked, it's one of the shacked wheels. I cannot think of the name of it. I ended up selling it because I just wasn't using it. But yeah, but the other one, the one that spun that way, and I spun on that at a couple of craft shows. That was a Spinolution Mac 3. That thing was heavy and big and solid. It was a production dream. I ended up selling that as well because I had a lot of wheels, and I decided to pare it down to just a couple. So yeah. Allison says I got mine when I was in America, and their factories there. They even gave us a tour around the factory and heaps of time to try out the machines. Yeah, definitely. Spinning with pedals is meditation. Yes, and I think that's what it is, Jancy. I was realizing that when I was spinning on my electric, I've got a what's the Australian electric one with the dark timber? I've got one of those. Which I will be selling that as well. So, and I just never ever use it because it's not the same. I don't get the same level of relaxation out of it. So I definitely go for either my wheel spinning, or like my treadle spinning, or spindle spinning. So yeah, but it's the thing I love is that there's options. So that's what works for me, but that might not be what someone. Ertol, thank you, Gamer Widows. I've got an Ertol electric. Um, and Yeah, and I love that there's so many options for everybody to find the right fit for them, and I think it's awesome. So, yeah, what fits me and works for me may not be what works for you, and that goes for spinning wheels, knitting needles, crochet hooks, office chairs, whatever. Um, Everyone's different and finds, and like for me, I personally, if I'm gonna sit and craft for hours, I don't wanna sit here and do it. I wanna sit out on a comfy couch and put my feet up and have the big TV and kick back with a coffee or something. That's what works for me, whereas everyone has options. Knitspin Girls has a Patsy wheel. Almost never use it because I prefer the treadles. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't know what the deal is. What have I done there? I totally botched something up there. I was just like, wait, and have I done it somewhere else? I have. Look, I did it there too. I went too far. Man, how many other times did I do that? What I've done is rather than going down 1 stitch below, I've gone down 2 stitches below and grabbed the wrong thing. Okay, let's try by grabbing the stitch we need to grab, not something random underneath it. 1, 2. But yeah, there's so many different styles and shapes and price points and whatever, because everybody finds something else comfortable, and I think it's good that we have the options. So that's my long and short of that. Yeah. Whereas the electric wheel, have really opened up the world of spinning for me. Exactly, Lisby. That's exactly right. Spinning wasn't an option for you before you found the electric wheels. And I think that is amazing. And that's one of the reasons why I have an electric is with my legs going. I thought they would be I honestly thought I'd be done already. So I didn't want to be have to stop spinning just because my knees stopped working properly. Um, and I'm lucky that I'm still going. So, we'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Electric is good till the power goes. I mean, that's true, but a lot of these little electric ones now can be charged with your Anchor battery packs that you buy to charge your laptops. So, you can people are spinning in the car, like they're a passenger in the car and they just stick it up on the dash and off they go. Um, I know I've done that before with my little electric EL5 that I had. Francis says, "I love my wee Peggy, but I just dislike that my family keep breaking it by knocking it over." Oh my gosh, yes. I try and keep my wheels away from the family because they just don't understand how, that they're constructions of timber. They're not fragile as such, but they need care. Um, Treadles were painful for me. Electric works better. Currently running off battery pack. Yeah, absolutely. I love that we have the options. It's so cool. So for a while my legs still work, I will continue with the treadling, and then once they give up the ghost, um, I will probably grab an electric something or other, maybe a deadlifts, maybe a new EL6 or 7 or 20 or whatever it is by the time I need it. What the Oh, I think I'm nearly at the end of the yarn bath. She says, hopefully. Um, and then I'll pull on the ball and another big like will come out with it. That's my luck. Francis says the 6 runs on battery. The battery only needs charging once a month. That's pretty darn cool. Yep. Yeah, Leanne, like those people at retreat saw the EL6 down at the end of one of the tables. Judith said, here we go. Judith's been doing some research for us. You're awesome, Judith. Thank you. Researching the wheels, I believe the EL6 will be a strong contender against the Ashford E-Spinner for some Aussies. Maurice has weeded out the problems of the previous electric eels. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it, honestly, because the thing I loved about Maurice and how he did his process is that it was a process and everyone was involved in the process and he priced it accordingly to the fact it was a process. And I love that. I don't feel gypped that my wheels eventually broke. They were $200, like, and I got a couple of years out of it. It was fine, but I was always just that little bit like, "Oh, should I go back?" But I'm hearing good things about the 6. Also, it's plastic, not wood. So, like, I think the little, wood ones were an issue. So yeah. Um, Francis says, "I agree. I've used both, and the 6 is a really good e-spinner." That's awesome. Um Oh, no, Nettie. I heard some grinding. My new puppy found my wheel was tasty. My dog found that my Ashford loom was tasty, and I actually have to replace some parts on it before I can use it again. So I'm just like, ugh. Or do I just give it to someone as spare parts for theirs because I haven't used it in years? I don't know. Very funny, John. Very, very funny. Just shake my head. Well, we've had a big live stream, haven't we? We've talked about lots of different things and we've learnt about I'm going to do it again. Jeepers. Stop that. Um, we've learnt about gifted memberships from Claire, sharing some memberships with people for a month. It's just pretty dang cool. It's pretty cool stuff. I like testing things out live. It makes things fun. Goodness me. Francis says, I'm excited. I bought a small table loom. I'm doing a class at the end of next week. That's awesome. I've got a table loom. I think it's either 60 or 80 centimeter 4 shaft table loom. I bought it. I've never used it. There was supposed to be an arrangement. Here we go. I have beef. I agreed to judge a show for somebody who couldn't make it, like a county fair, for their spinners, weavers, and crafters, like yarn craft, knitting, weaving, all that stuff. I went through and was one of the judges, and actually, I think I was the only judge for that section. And the deal was I would do that, and this person would sit down and give me a one-on-one lesson on how to use my loom, um, when they got back, because they ended up booking a trip. And then it's never happened. It never happened, and I got the loom and everything. Oh, um, John says, "I need a new table." Artsog says, "My name looks awfully snazzy in green, and you've got your little super chat icon as well. That's so cool." Um, I love I'm gonna say treadlering, but I use an electric wheel for plying. Plying feels like sewing in the ends for me. I don't like it. Oh, I remember I called the guy at Ertol because I needed the new drive band or whatever it was when I got mine. And he was like, "Oh, how are you liking it?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I've used it for plying so far." And I'm kid you not, he was angry. He's like, it's better than just for plying. It's a standalone wheel, blah blah blah." I'm like, "I believe you, but I've only had it for a little bit, and I bought it secondhand, and I felt like I was like, oh, backpedal, backpedal, backpedal." Oh gosh, but yeah, it was. I was like, okay. He obviously gets so sick of people saying it's great for flying. Um, and I just happened to catch it that day. It was so bad. Um, gosh. Maybe I'll have a look online for a small one as a gift for Artsog. Anniversary tomorrow, have been engaged for 23 years. Wow, that's some seriously long engagement. Are you just not sure if you's a keeper? No. Um, but yeah, that sounds like a cool gift. That sounds like a cool gift. Um, and happy anniversary for tomorrow. Oh, actually, I've just realized something. I don't know if Claire's still in the chat. Claire, are you still in the chat? You need to let me know if you're still in the chat or if you've bounced. Because um it's Claire's birthday today. And so if you guys want to pop in some happy birthday messages for Claire, I legit forgot the date. It wasn't until you just said that then that I was just like, wait a second. There's something else as well. So happy birthday to Crochet with Claire. Thank you for gifting us with birthday presents. I should have clicked then, but I did not. Um, so happy birthday to you. 35 again. And oh, Claire's here. Claire's in the chat. She's 35 again, everybody. So she's still a spring chicken. And I hope you all that she has an awesome day and that she has lots of fun. Oh, here we go, all the birthday messages. And we love you very much and we're very grateful for your friendship and that you join in with us here and that you're my friend as well. So happy birthday. Look at this. All these birthday messages with like things. Things. That's so cool. Happy birthday. I hope you have an awesome day. I love this. All these messages, like totally 35 again. Yes, I know. That's what you told me. And I legit believe you. I legit believe you. I don't think that you could possibly not be 35. Lots of birthday messages. I love this. It's so cool. It's so, so cool. And we've got lots of new channel members, lots of gifted from Claire and also infected area has joined us. So thank you for joining us, all of you. Because I'm just seeing a sea of green. There's just a sea of green names. It's so amazing. Claire's treating herself because by cleaning her office. Well, we know it needed to get done, don't we, Claire? I actually really need to vacuum in here, but I'm like, I'm just going to wait until I do all the cricketing that I need to do, and then I'll vacuum. Cleaning, I don't find some people find cleaning therapeutic. I find scrubbing the sink therapeutic. I know that's weird. And making the sink sparkle. I love it when the sinks are sparkly. Um, but general cleaning is not my happy place. And as soon as I'm able, I will be hiring someone to come in and clean for me, especially doing the bathrooms. I hate doing the bathrooms. The bathrooms suck. Also, a big part of that is because I can't breathe when I put any of the good chemicals out. So, yeah. Yeah, Claire says it's so bad. It looks like a dumping ground. Yeah. This section looks great in here. This bit in the camera looks fantastic. There's a reason it's such a small area on camera. Actually, it's not too bad, really. There's just a lot of stuff that's got to fit in here. And it has to fit in here. So, yeah. Oh, my voice is starting to go. It's so croaky. More drink. Luckily, tomorrow's live stream's only for an hour. And then Saturday nights, who knows how long that'll go for, but I'm not the only one, so I don't have to keep talking the whole time, which is good for me. Leanne says, I don't like floors. Mopping is yuck. Yes. Yes. I prefer mopping over vacuuming though. So I would prefer to mop than to vacuum if I have to choose. The mess is not very inspiring. My tutorial desk has a pile of junk on it. Well, we're all going to will use some good positive energy to clear off that junk because we all want tutorials, Claire. We all want them. Who here would be happy to see Claire put out another tutorial? John says, I like mopping, makes the bathroom and kitchen smell wonderful. I can't use like anything with scents in it, so I just use vinegar in my mopping water. Or I steam mop because I can't use any of the stuff, otherwise I can't be in the house. So yeah, I don't get the pretty smells. I'm just watching the chat here, making sure I am actually crocheting into the spot I'm supposed to be crocheting into. I don't think I've done it on any other row where I've tried to go multiple rows down. Oh yeah, no pressure, Claire. None. My ex-sister-in-law used kitchen shining after breakfast. The sink was polished and dry. Then my brother would get up and mess it up again. Oh my gosh, that would be frustrating. I don't actually shine the sink. I just clean it in such a way that it's shiny, if that makes sense. I don't use any specific stuff on it. Yeah. Yeah, no pressure. So Molly wants tutorials and Leanne wants tutorials. Nobody else does apparently. So it's just the three of us. We all want tutorials, Claire. We want Claire to make tutorials, not me. I don't do tutorials. Square 65 out of 96 done. You are powering along, Artzog. Powering. Artzog says tutorials are always good. Yeah, I agree. I just one of the big reasons why I don't do tutorials is because I'm not a designer and I feel odd. Having to organize permissions from designers, and is that in perpetuity or do I need to pull it down after a certain number of years? It's very weird. Tutorials from Judith and Kathy And Holly, everyone wants tutorials now, Claire. Everyone does. Except for John. He's like, he wants more details. He wants more details on what the tutorials would be about. Crochet tutorials, John. That I can specify that. Usually crochet tutorials. Not always. Bub would love tutorials. Freaky says tutorials are great when you can learn from them. Exactly. Yes. One thing that you've all learnt from me right now is don't work into the second row below instead of the first row below. So it's not a tutorial on how to properly troll. No. Although we could get some practice. Francis says, I'm not enjoying spinning. The silk won't bite again. Need to finish though, as I've already spun the wool that I want to ply it with. Silk is one of those fibers. You either love spinning it or you hate spinning it. And I'm not I like spinning the silk hankies because they're fun, but I don't like spinning silk top. It actually cuts into my fingers. So I'm not the biggest fan. I'm a big baby. Like it hurts. I'm not doing it. John says, I like watching crochet tutorials while I crochet. That's awesome. Silk is slippery stuff. Yes, it does. And it gets everywhere as well. It goes boof. Like you break off a piece and it just goes boof. I mean, it's kind of fun and cool and fun, but not fun enough to, it hurts my fingers. I was going to say, are we nearly at the end of this row? We are pretty close. Knitspin Girl says, last time I spun silk hankies, it gave me blisters. Oh, okay. Francis says, I like silk top and hankies. This is the pulled silk full of chunky bits. I don't mind it as long as I'm trying to make it chunky. Like if I'm trying to sort of thin it down and smooth it out, then it doesn't work for me. But as long as I've got making it chunky, I'm okay. Yeah, freaky. This is probably stuff that feels like rough cotton as well. Why am I spinning silk again? I'm sure I asked that on the weekend. Yeah, it comes. Sometimes you forget. You're like, oh, that's right. It's so pretty and the colors are perfect and blah, blah, blah. And then you start spinning it and you're like, oh, that's right. That's right. I don't like doing this. Oh, goodness me. We all have our woes, don't we? I also don't like spinning milk fiber. And banana fiber is the other one I don't like. Uh-oh. I'm feeling some resistance when I just went to get that yarn out of the ball then. I'm scared. Do we have more bath coming? Oh no, not more yarn bath. I don't think I can bear it. Francis says the bright color sucked me in. Yeah, it does because silk dyes amazingly. It's so good. John's going to bed after this. It's been a long day. Yeah, I definitely understand. Freaky's off, lower back's in. My woes is lower back pain. Sleep well. But not in. I think I've missed something there. I did, I think. I always do. It's fine. Oh, you guys could have told me my hands were creeping away and you just couldn't see. Just don't let me know. I'm going to keep going till the end of this row. I've only got a couple of repeats left and then we'll be done. Then I'll be able to trim the yarn off and I'll be able to put the blanket down somewhere where Louie can lay on it and there'll be Happy Dog. Happy Dog at the moment is covered in cobbler's pegs. Are they called farmer's friends? Are the places they're like the little black seed things that come from the weeds and they attach onto your clothes? Anyway, Louis found a spot that must just be full of them in our yard somewhere. And he came in and his entire face was covered and all down one side. And Abby's managed to get most of them out, but he will not let us get his tail. And his tail is basically matting together with the amount of these cobbler's pegs. Maybe you should work from the outside of the ball. Yeah, Vampire, I was thinking about that, but it's such a big ball that it's going to be so annoying to sort of roll it around. And I don't have anything, none of my sort of yarn caddies or anything like that are big enough for this because it's a 500 gram ball. It's huge. It's as big as my head. They're called sticky beaks here. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. It's only a little bit. It's only a little bit this time so far. Week. I'm scared. I'm so scared. Oh gosh. We'll get there. We'll get it sorted. For a pesky prickle. I saw the movie Vampire Academy. I used to love that movie. I would watch it all the time. There's apparently a new miniseries coming out, but I don't know. I watched it for the bodyguard, whatever his name was. He was funny. A lettuce spinner would be big enough. Yeah, but like I need it to be on like a spike thing so that it rolls around so I can pull on it. So yeah. I freaky watched it after finding the show. Oh dear. It's definitely teenage angsty, but sometimes I just want something of that level of, you know, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a mind number. That's what I like about it. I can just sit there doing stuff and smile at it. Freaky did it the other way around. He likes the show better than the movie. Okay, I haven't watched the show yet, so maybe I should watch the show and not give up hope on it. Yeah, Nettie, I'm not quite sure what the deal with milk fiber. I don't understand how it's made or how they do anything with it because I'm with you on that one. Why doesn't it disintegrate once it gets wet? I don't know. What's in it to make it do that? That's my other question. So, but yeah, I want to sit down and watch the first couple of episodes of Andor. I think that'll be cool. Artseg says, I think I've seen the movie with the daughter, but I have to watch it again. Oh no. This feels torture. This is huge. I don't need all of you to come out, okay? Like I'm just trying to tease out enough for the end of the row. I don't want the whole lot to come. This is oh goodness me. This could be very bad. Oh, Freaky's gonna watch Andor later. Yeah, I think I'll watch at least one episode while I'm having my lunch. Hopefully. The whole family's home because it's a public holiday here, so I may not get to sit down and watch TV during my lunch break, which is what I normally do. Yeah. And I'm all caught up with Rings of Power. I can't wait for tomorrow for the next episode. Andor gave me Wally vibes for one scene. I'll have to watch and check. I actually haven't seen Wally. Francis says I don't like the synthetic or viscous fibers like milk, bamboo, rose, etc. Don't like the idea of all the chemicals used in the production. I'm with you on that one. Lisby says I wasn't as impressed with Andor as the other short runs. We watched all 3 last night. I've heard that the first 2 are pretty like don't judge it until you get to the 3rd. Do you still have your nitpick link? I couldn't find it. Yeah, I do. Jancy, it's on my I'm gonna say it should be on my Fiberific recommends page on my website. Should being the operative word. Can somebody double check that? Jancy, I will throw it over into the fun zone after the chat's over as well. Just to double check it, okay? But yeah, I should still have a nitpicks link. John, I said the same thing last night when watching it. Oh, what did John say? Hang on. Any remedies stopping sore pierce hole in the finger from knitting needles caused by pushing the needle back to the stitches? Try to thimble, but too cumbersome. Band-Aid is a temporary solution. I like the leather thimbles rather than the plastic ones. You can just buy it's a thimble pad and it's like it goes on like a ring, but it's just a piece of leather that flops across. But yeah, I don't have a link or anything to tell you where to find them, but that's what I prefer if that's what's happening. I also rearrange my knitting style when I realize I'm doing that because, yeah, I don't tend to push on the tip of the needle. I tend to slide the knitting across now because it was hurting a lot. Okay, I'm at the end. Hang on, I've got to change how I do the ending here. So it's 1, then 2, 1, 2, then 1, 2, and 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 4. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. I can hear movement in the kitchen. Alrighty. And then we snip it off. And then that's it. We finished another row, peoples. Oops, just knocked the microphone. We've done the first color, first of the row of the new color, and then the purple around it. I'm so excited. I'm very excited by the whole thing. Okay, so if you guys are interested, if some of you are here and you are interested in learning about YouTube and live streaming, tomorrow on my Chantelle Hills YouTube channel, there will be a special guest who has never live streamed before, who we're going to talk about the questions that they have about live streaming for the first time. We'll be taking questions from the chat. So if you want to jump over there and check that out, then tomorrow later in the day, Justin Brown has one of his live streams, which he runs very infrequently. And then on Saturday, I'm not in that. I'll just be in the chat. And then on Saturday night, I'll be over on Doug Houston's channel, talking about YouTube and YouTube channels and doing channel reviews and all that sort of stuff. So totally not yarn crafting, but if you are interested in the broader picture of YouTube and learning about the new things that are coming out, you can come and hang out and play. Now, the to remember is over in the other places where I live stream, I don't interact with the chat quite as heavily. I do try to keep on topic. I don't always succeed, honestly. Sometimes you guys derail me and I just have to laugh. So yes, can I put up a link for tomorrow's live? I'll pop that over into the fun zone for you. So that can be there for that one, because that one's going to be a really fun one. The guy who's coming on has got a few, he's got a really good sized audience, but he's just never live streamed to them. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah. Oh, hang on a second. We've got a quick knitting question here, so I'm going to try and grab it. Knitting on the tips are too large. Hang on. How long is your back order for Chow Twist short combos? The back order is still a couple of weeks away, but if you don't have your back order in, I don't order, just restock. I only order what people have ordered. So if you want something that's on back order, you need to place the order. And it's normally 2 to 3 weeks from when that happens, depending on where in the cycle. I try to order every 3 to 4 weeks. And so at the moment, there's not enough to place an order, so it's still a couple of weeks away. So we will see that. And can you leave the link for the YouTube talks? Yes, I will pop those over into the Fiberific Fun Zone. So hopefully you're all members over there, and that's where I will pop those links. So I'm going to head off. I'm going to go and have some lunch. We managed to not talk about food too much today, which just feels weird. And I will see you all either in the YouTube live streams if that interests you, or back here next week for another Fiberific live craft and chat. And I'll see you then. Bye now.